How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to LT3D. Behind me is the U1, an affordable 4-tool head 3D printer from Snapmaker, which was successfully funded on Kickstarter late last year, I believe also breaking records. But today I'm going to be sharing my experiences with the printer so far, as well as show off some of the prints I've gotten off this machine. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so first off, just wow. This machine looks amazing. The white color scheme is just top notch, and to see this in person, it just looks even better. I've seen other people's videos, I look at it looks awesome, but to have one right in front of me, it looks 10 times better. Now, the unboxing and setup did take around an hour. However, I was live streaming it and recording footage for a future review video. So I'd say realistically, it takes about 40 minutes total to set up, which I don't think is too bad, considering the fact that you have to mount multiple tool heads, and the included manual is extremely well written and honestly might be the most in-depth manual I've ever received with a 3D printer. It had a lot of information, and I definitely recommend if you pick one up, read through the manual. It's really well written, and it'll definitely help you with any sort of, issues that you get to while trying to assemble it. Snapmaker includes quite a substantial toolkit with the U1, and I for one am a big fan, especially considering it comes with a bed scraper and a nozzle brush, which you don't see often these days with new 3D printers. Thank you very much, Snapmaker, and I am a big fan of that, and I really hope other 3D printing manufacturers take note and add them, just because I know they're not necessities, but they're just nice things to have. And if you're someone like me that has multiple 3D printers, having an extra bed scraper handy or a nozzle brush, it comes in handy. You don't have to go find that specific one you have multiple. I love it. The U1 also comes with 4 250-gram spools of their PLA filament, which is quite generous, and I very much appreciate it, as quite a few 3D printer manufacturers these days either don't supply filament with their 3D printers or supply 50-gram to 250-gram samples, which, let's be honest, no one likes or uses. Doesn't come on a spool, it just sits on the side of it. It's just really awkward to use. I mean, when you think about it, it's kind of silly that some manufacturers don't include the one thing that you need to actually use your 3D printer. I feel like every 3D printer these days should at least come with a 1 kilogram spool of filament by default, or if it is a multi, head or uses, 4-color multi-material systems, then I think 4 250-gram spools of filament, just like Snapmaker has done here, is a fantastic choice. Print quality so far has been quite impressive. I'll have a dedicated print quality video coming out in the near future, so stay tuned for that. The only thing I have noticed is that if I don't run flow calibration on the filaments before printing, then there is a slight reduction in print quality, which you can see here on this multicolor 3D model of myself, which I printed on the U1. This model also actually has 5 colors instead of 4. I just simply paused it after I finished using the purple filament, swapped it out, loaded in the white, printed fine, no visible layer lines from where that stop happened, and it just looks really good. And knowing that I can easily swap out filaments like that with no issue means that maybe I could attempt, 6 or 7 or maybe even 8 colors in a future print. So let me know if you'd like me to do one of those in the comments down below, and maybe I'll do it. The Snapmaker U1 features 4 motorized filament feeders, which push the filament into the print head, which is an awesome feature to include, as it means we don't have to tediously push by hand 4 spools of filament into their respective print heads. I do, however, wish that they also worked in reverse and pulled the filament back out of the guide tube when unloading, because currently once the print head has purged and cut the filament, the printer then prompts you to manually pull the filament out from each head. I don't know if it's possible to add it in a firmware update or if you would need to mod it yourself for that function, but it would be a nice thing to see on this printer. Now, this printer was from the first shipment of Kickstarter printers, and unfortunately that did mean that there were some issues that I came across after printing the preloaded Dragon model. The first issue I experienced was to do with registering the printer to my account. To register your printer, you need to go to the settings on the printer, then select account. Here you will find a QR code to scan through the Snapmaker app, as well as an 8-digit PIN code which you will need for both the Snapmaker app and Snapmaker Orca to add the printer to your account. As you can see, they both are displayed here. However, when I first tried to register the printer, the QR code was there. However, the 8-digit PIN code never generated, and it was just a spinning circle of death. Luckily, it seems that the beta testers, or just Snapmaker in general, have picked it up, as they already had a solution to this readily available. All I had to do was go to their website, download the latest firmware, and manually upgrade the printer to the latest firmware via USB. The last issue that I've experienced so far is very weird and also very random. Sometimes after a print has finished and I try to start another print, the printer doesn't home correctly and it hits me with an error that seems to be related to the belt tension. I don't know if I took a picture of it. I'll see if I can find one. But it mentioned on the screen something about belt tension and having to tension it correctly like I did when I initially unboxed and set up the printer. I then followed through the instructions to fix this, started another print, and this time the printer completes the model perfectly, confirming that there is no longer any issues. However, every now and then it'll still randomly appear. The error will just pop up after a print telling me the exact same thing, even though it clearly doesn't have any issues with tension considering the prints come out perfect. I have seen some other people mention the exact same issue in the Facebook group, and apparently it's a firmware bug which will be fixed in a future update. So that's great to hear, and good work Snapmaker on quickly finding solutions to these bugs that are appearing. I've had a great time using this printer so far and am very impressed with its multicolor capabilities. I also can't wait to dive into multi-material prints in the future, so if you're interested in more videos on this printer, feel free to subscribe to the channel. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, and you can always unsubscribe at any point you like. If you have any video suggestions, feel free to drop them down in the comments below, especially if you want to see multi-material prints on this printer. I'd love to know, because I'll definitely get around to doing them at some point. If you're interested in picking up one of these for yourself, I'll have it linked in the description down below. I believe if you order now, your printer will ship early to mid-March, which honestly isn't too long to wait for such a powerful 3D printer. Also, stay tuned for a dedicated print quality video and full review video in the future. And as always, happy printing.